And so you are here to talk about how the social or networking websites and all of that affected what happened in Tucson.
Exactly. Well, last Saturday was, when the shooting occurred, and there was so much buzz about it on the internet. I mean, immediately on Twitter, Giffords, Jared Lee Loughner, Tucson were all trending. And then what I thought was particularly, interesting and that I noticed was that all these different people that were tweeting about it, everyone from, large media outlets, reporters, eyewitnesses, friends of the victim, friends of or old friends of the gunman, all these different people were really working together on these social networking sites to, get the information out there and be responsible. They took it as their responsibility to, retweet and tell their followers what was happening. And it really kind of turned into like a newsroom.
Mm-hmm. And so, as being someone who works for CBS News, how do you see that compared to like the traditional way of reporting a story?
I mean, that's I work for the early show. I work for CBS, so a lot of what I do, when I'm as a journalist, when I'm reporting on a stories, I do use Twitter. I think that, it's obviously it's very different. It's two different mediums, but definitely traditional media uses social networking, to talk to people. And I definitely want to some of the key players that, were involved on Saturday. So
let's go through them.
Let's go through them. First of all, Representative Giffords, she tweeted at the beginning of the day, I have my this speaking engagement today. She said where it was. And so that was kind of the first thing that everyone, knew that it was her event. Okay. Oh, sorry.
I do that all the time.
So then, so she tweeted about it. Then one of her interns, who, he definitely got a lot of media attention, Daniel Hernandez, he tweeted, I'm going to this event today. And then after some of the shooting was reported, he tweeted, I'm unharmed. I'm with the Congresswoman. Please don't reach out to me right now. But this was, the first person who was with her tweeting and getting it out there and, letting people know what was happening. And then the following day, he on his Facebook status, he put, people were writing, you're such a hero, thank you for everything you've done. And he said, thank you for all your responses. If anyone, wants to get in touch with me, here's a number to reach me for media inquiries. And I had reached out to him before, and he got right back to me. So it was really just kind of this accessible, everyone can kind of get information out so quickly. And, it was very cool.
Yeah.
And then another person was Katie Parker. She tweeted, oh my God, Jared Lee Loughner, I see him on TV. I went to high school with him. And immediately people were responding, what's he like? And she was responding right away, getting information out. And then she was able to confirm that these YouTube videos that were up were actually his, which was huge, which was really big. And then also, Mark Kelly, her husband, and his twin brother from space both tweeted, thank you for all your responses. Also on the show this morning, Patricia Maish, her son had been blogging. My mother was one of the people that subdued the gunman today. And I actually reached out to him, and he got me in touch with his mother. And then, a lot of the Arizona newspapers and affiliate television stations, they did such a great job because they were the first ones there of, reporting what was going on. And then, at Katie Couric and Erica Hill, they were, reporting on what was happening and what they were hearing, live in real time as they were hearing it. And, we're on our way to Tucson and whatnot, which was, showing how big of a story it was and just really got everyone engaged.
Yeah. It just seems like with these big events, whether they're tragedies, unfortunately, like what happened in Tucson, or something, like the Olympics, it seems now with like Twitter and Facebook, you can directly contact the people who are involved. And that wasn't the case, 10 years ago. So that's, I feel like, is a huge thing that we're seeing more and more.
Absolutely. And it's crazy to think, there's been a few, obviously, major events in the past few years that, since social networking has been around. But, to think about, like I was saying, what if Twitter had been around during 9/11 or, during some of those huge events? It's really interesting to think about how social media is going to affect our future and in future events as they occur. And I think that, it's still very evolving. So, we don't know exactly how it's going to go. But
yeah, well, thank you so much, Jenna, for stopping by. It's always great to, talk to you and hear how someone, who works for CBS News, gets their information. And it's great that, we're doing it through Twitter and Facebook and then
Yeah,
all the
tweet
other.
me. Tweet me.
Great. Well, thank you, Jenna.